Hi everybody. In this video we're going to take a look at the basics of SPSS, and we're also going to talk about how to enter a data set into the program. What you're seeing here is the startup screen that I get after double clicking on the SPS icon on my computer. If you're having any issues or have any questions about how to actually download the software and install it, take a look at the frequently asked questions that has been linked in the module, and that should help you out. But once you have the program installed and you double click on the icon, you should get to a screen like this. Now, just to be clear here, I have the full version on my computer, whereas you probably have the student version. So some things might look a little bit different, but the basics should be pretty much the same. In the startup screen, I have the option of opening up a recent file. I've used SPSS before, so I have this screen here is populated. In other words, I have choices of previous files that I could open. If this is the first time using the software, this area would be blank. In any event, though, if I want to use a new data set, I have that option here. So I can click on that, and I can open up a new data file, which is what I'm about to do. I also want to point out that I have tutorials here on how to use the program. So that's another area that you might find helpful when you're just kind of starting out. But in any event, to open up a new data set, I've selected new data set. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to bring me to a blank data set. Now, one thing to point out is that whenever you use SPSS, it is going to open up two files on your computer. The first is a data file. That's what we're looking at here, and it's blank, but it basically looks like an Excel document where we have a grid. If you notice that the icon here, I have two SPSS files. There's actually another one. That would be the output file. So SPSS is always going to open up a data set, but also an output. And your output is essentially like a running tab, a running log of everything that you're doing in the program. So whenever you ask SPSS to do something, for instance, if you ask it to calculate the average of a variable, it's going to print out the answer in your output. So you're kind of always going back and forth between your data file itself and then the output, where again it's going to print out anything that you request it to print out. Now in this first tutorial, we're only going to be entering data into a data set. We're actually not going to be asking SPSS to analyze anything, so we are really not going to be using the output here. If we go back to the data set, before we enter information here, there is one thing I want to point out, and that is if you look in the bottom left, you're going to see two options of how to view this file. One is called the data view, one is called the variable view. This will make more sense in a moment once we actually put some data into this data set, but the data view is where you're going to be looking at the actual raw data in your data set. So if you have data from, let's say, 20 people, you're going to see the results and the data for those 20 people in the data view. In the variable view, you're going to be looking at the variables in your data set. So if you only have 2 or 3 variables, you would only see 2 or 3 variables here. To get more concrete about that, let's actually enter in some data. We could imagine maybe a study where you have people listen to a list of words that you read, and then maybe you give them some sort of distractor task, like have them complete, unrelated word searches or something like that for a few minutes, and then after that, you ask them to write down all the words that they can remember from that initial list. So in other words, you're reading participants a list of words, having them do something separate, and then having them write down as many words that they can remember. So we can imagine that you read them 15 words in that initial list. That would give them a possibility of anywhere between 0 and 15 correct answers that they could write down when they write down all the words that they remember. And let's say you also ask, males and females to do this, so you have really two variables going on here. The first variable would be the sex of the participant, and the second variable would be the number of words recalled. So I've just typed in sex and words recalled here because those are the two variables that I have. Now, SPSS, when you enter in the names of these variables, will fill in these other columns, giving us kind of complete information for these two variables. A lot of what is here is going to be kind of irrelevant to us. For instance, the width and the columns are just telling us kind of how it's displayed in the data set. Whether it's, the numbers you put in there are aligned to the right or to the left. So a lot of this is really not all that important. You can kind of play with it once you have data in here. One thing I do want to call out is the measure column. It starts off by saying unknown, but we can change this. We're going to talk about this later in the semester, but if you just think about it, some variables are measured in numbers, and the numbers really mean something. Like, for instance, words recalled. In our example, that variable is going to be measured in numbers ranging from 0 to 15, and those numbers really mean something. They're the number of words that participants recalled. When you have a situation like that, it's known as a scale variable, and later in the course we also call this a quantitative variable. Now for a variable like sex, it's a little bit different because we might put numbers in here like 1s and 2s, but those numbers of course don't actually really mean anything. They're just symbols standing for, in this case, male and female. Your sex is obviously not 1 or 2, your sex is male or female, even though we may use 1s or 2s to stand for those categories, male and female. When that's the case, we have what's known as a nominal variable. Later in the semester, we're going to call this a categorical variable because the numbers used stand for categories. So I have filled that in here, so SPSS kind of knows what type of variable we have. We can also use the label column to give more detail to these variables. Now, sex and words recalled is fairly straightforward, but we could give a broader explanation here. So, for instance, we could call this sex of participant, whereas words recalled, we could say, number of words recalled from the list. And again, the idea here is that you can just give a little bit more description of the different variables in your study. You could imagine a situation where maybe you give a questionnaire with 15 questions. You could have variables for each of those questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3. So maybe that would be the name of your variables, but then under label you could give the exact wording of the question. So it's just a way of giving a little bit more information to your variables. Another thing that we can do, and that we're going to do, is look at the values column. So whenever we have a nominal variable or a categorical variable, we want to give a description of the different values in our variable. So if we click right over here to the right of the box, this little screen will pop up. And it basically allows us to tell SPSS what numbers we're going to use for this variable and what they stand for. So for instance, we could have a 1 as a possible value, and that could stand for female. I've hit add. We could have a 2 that stands for male. So I've typed that in and clicked add, and then I can click OK. So now SPSS knows whenever there's a 1, that means female. Whenever there's a 2, that means male. You only have to do that for nominal variables because those are the variables where the numbers are standing for something else. So at this point we've essentially created our two variables, sex and words recalled. We've told SPSS whether we have nominal or scale variables. We've provided a more detailed label. And in the case of sex, we've also told SPSS what the 1s and 2s stand for. So at this point we've created our variables, but we haven't actually entered any data. So if we now switch back to the data view, we can see it's still empty, but now we have two columns, one for sex, one for words recalled. Those, of course, are our two variables. So now we can start to enter in data. Let's say we have data from 20 people, maybe 10 females, 10 males. So I'm just going to start entering in the sex variable. I'm going to enter in a 1 10 times. I'm just pressing 1 and clicking the down button, obviously. Then I'm going to enter in 2 10 times. And again, the idea here is we have data for 10 females and 10 males. And remember, our 1s stand for females, our 2 stand for males. So I've entered in the sex of 20 different participants. You are always going to have the number 1 here going down as far as it has to go. This is a default of SPSS, and then you can just start filling in data in these rows. So somewhere, if you did this study, you would have the actual data. You would have the number of words recalled for each of these participants. Right now, I'm just going to make it up totally off the top of my head, keeping in mind again that these numbers here have to range from 0 to 15. If we only have people listen to 15 words, that's the maximum number that they can recall. So I'm just going to start entering numbers here, kind of randomly. I'm just thinking of them as I go. But there's actually a lot of evidence that says people are very bad at coming up with random lists of numbers. They try to be random, but they end up with a pattern. So even though I'm trying to be random, there's probably some pattern here that I'm not really aware of. But in any event, I am entering data for those 20 people. Okay, so now I have 20 rows totally filled out for our 2 variables. We have the sex of 20 different participants, and we have the words recalled. And these, of course, are linked together so that if we look at, for instance, row 2, this is like participant number 2 in the study. This person was a female, and they remembered 13 words. One thing to point out here is whenever you have, again, a nominal variable, you have numbers that are standing for different values. We can actually have SPSS show us those values by simply clicking on View and then Value Labels. When we do that, all those 1s and 2s are going to turn into females and males because we've told SPSS what those 1s and 2s stand for. So this is just a different way of looking at the data set. Whenever you have values like this, you can always go to View and turn on or off the value labels. We can go back to look at our variables. We can go back to look at our data. So again, now that we have data in here, the difference between the data view and the variable view is a little bit more clear. And if we ever need to create another variable, we can always just add it in. So we could add in, class in school, for instance. Are they freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors? This, of course, would be another nominal variable because if we do have numbers, they're only standing for different classes. So I could actually do that right here. The 1 would stand for freshman, the 2 for sophomore, the 3 for junior, and finally 4 for senior. And I've added them all, clicked OK, and now when I go to the data view, there's a variable called class, and I can enter in results there. So now I could enter in 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, depending on the data that I have. And again, obviously, I'm just making this up. But if you actually ran the study, you would have your raw data that could be entered into the computer. So now we have an SPSS data set. It has been filled in. So from this point, we could analyze the data. We could have SPSS do various things. We could have it graph this data out. We could have it calculate the means, the medians, the modes, or we could go beyond that and run some more advanced statistical tests. And of course, that's things we'll talk about later on in the semester. For now, though, we've covered the basics of entering a data set in SPSS. Hopefully you found this helpful. Thanks a lot. And if you have questions, of course, just post to the discussion boards and your instructor can help you out. Thanks.